Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm doing something a little bit different. So this vlog was meant to be the IKR Round 3 Autumn race, but sadly that one actually got cancelled due to weather conditions and high wind. So yeah, we sadly didn't manage to compete in that one, and we didn't do any testing either because we didn't really think about going to any other tracks. So what we decided to do instead though is we are actually going to a place called Race Lounge in Newton Abbot, and we're going to be trying out some direct drive sim rigs. So I have been here for a little bit of practice before, which was a couple months back. So I thought, you know what, today we're actually going to try and vlog it. I'm going to be joined by Peter in this one. Obviously he was going to be racing in today's race in IKR as well, but obviously his was cancelled, the same as mine. So yeah, we'll just jump straight into it and make our way there then. Here we go then. So the first session is at Brands Hatch Short or IndyCar circuit. So both of these races or sessions are going to be in Formula 4 cars. This one is at Brands Hatch, the one after is going to be at Red Bull Ring or Austria. So yeah, I'm hoping I might be able to do okay. It's going to be very difficult because to get full braking you need to hit down at least like 40 kilos or something, which is most of my weight, so it's going to be very difficult to say the least, especially putting it all on one foot. But nevertheless, we start our first lap in practice. Practice was basically just trying to get used to the car, trying to, you know, have a bit of fun and see what I can do and where I can go. Sim 2 is actually Peter, and I am Sim 1, as you can see on the timing boards. So yeah, this was my fastest lap in practice, as we just take it nice and easy, try and find good racing lines and good points to run out off wide, and try and get the maximum amount out of the car. So coming through, it's just a nice little short circuit really, and the final corner is basically now. It's a very difficult corner, this one, because it sort of goes uphill and you can easily go off wide or spin, so you really need to watch out, as you'll probably see a bit later. But as we fly down the start finish straight then, and we will complete my fastest lap in practice. Other than that, it was just basically trying to learn the ropes of this track, and we actually finish in P2. The guy in first is actually one of the employees there, so he wasn't counted into the final standings. But yeah, in qualifying it was definitely a lot more fun because we actually had a bit of a tussle with Peter, where it was just me getting fast lap, then him getting fast lap, then me getting fast lap. So it's just back and forth really, just getting the better lap times. As you can see, it's a 1:17 there from me, which is obviously going to get a lot faster because that was including my out lap, which was kind of slow, just trying to warm the tyres up. But the first lap I actually spun, so that wasn't ideal. So Peter straight away had the upper hand and a bit of clean air, whereas I had to try and go around again and try and cool the tyres down, as Peter, you saw there, gets fast lap, then gets fast lap again. But then I come around the final corner, go down the start finish straight and absolutely steal it off him there, as you can see, with a 47.0. So yeah, it's looking like we're already starting this battle here, where we could try and better our lap times and try and have a bit of fun here. And as we fly in towards the hairpin section of very difficult corners, when you don't want to run too much apex, as you will easily spin it, tuck the car out wide very nicely. For this next corner, I really like this one. This is my favourite corner out of the whole track. Take it very nicely there. Run up towards this next section, which you can actually take flat out, as you can see here. Then we slam on the brakes, try and avoid locking up and spinning, but also try and avoid going wide. Luckily, we managed to take it okay. Definitely could have been a lot better. As you see there, Peter gets a 46.810. So let's try and beat that as we fly down the straight, and we do just beat it. Up by a few tenths, which is incredible from us. So we just kept doing that really, just back and forth, beating each other. So this next lap was my final hot lap, where the track evolution's just gone right up, so I was hoping to try and get a much better lap time and maybe just pit Peter right at the end and get pole position as we fly through turn 1 very nicely. The delta is up. I kind of messed it up just a little bit here on the hairpin as I just go a little bit wide, which wasn't ideal, but we run the outside curve very nicely up to this next corner, which is my favourite corner out of the whole track, taking that very nicely, run out wide. And I say it was going to be my best lap time, and the delta was up. As you see, Peter just sets in a new fast lap until we come up to the final braking corner.
Oh, you got it, Peter.
So yeah, that wasn't ideal whatsoever, and I was really disappointed with that because I definitely could have got a lot closer, or maybe even beat him because I was only a 10th behind him.
1/10.
This is it then, the race. This is where it matters. It doesn't really matter about qualifying. The race is where it matters, and it is lights out, and away we go here. We get a very good start off the line, jump here immediately in towards turn 1, so we have a good line in towards turn 1 as we send it around the outside, leave Peter just enough space as we head down towards the hairpin. But this is sadly where it all goes wrong as we hit the brakes, flip down the gears, and we get absolutely punted by the car behind us, and Peter goes past sadly, which is a massive shame for me, but I just had to carry on and hopefully maybe bring something back as I get around the guy who hit me off and managed to just push on a little bit and just see what we could do. And a bit later on I did actually get around the guy in the blue car who managed to get past me after my first lap contact, which was a massive shame because Peter and me were really close on pace, so it was pretty difficult to try and close down the gap when it was that big. But as you can see, he just goes massively wide in towards turn 1. I get a very good run on him, just send it down on the inside into the hairpin, and this time I managed to get the braking completely perfect and managed to get past him. He goes massively wide there. Luckily I wasn't on the outside. But yeah, a massive shame as I feel like I could have really had a good shot for the win and a really good battle with Peter. But that hopefully will come next race as we come home and finish P2 though in this one.
Got wiped out lap 1. I got wiped out lap 1. I said no.
So we move on to round 2, practice at Austria or Red Bull Racing Ring. So yeah, again, obviously we're in F4 cars or Formula 4 cars, and I really wanted to try and do a bit better on this one because obviously last one, after getting knocked out on lap 1, it was a bit of a shame. As you can see, someone spun there coming out of the pit lane, which is not great for him. In Austria though, I really struggled in practice and qualifying. I actually only got one good lap in practice, and it's this one just coming to the end of it here. I actually really didn't know the lines too well because I just kept making mistakes and making spins and stuff, so I really struggled in practice. Qualifying went a little bit better, but not exactly. The race is where it was the most interesting though. So yeah, in practice sadly we only got P2, which was okay, but I didn't realise this, but I actually backed off a bit too early before the line. It's not actually where the Formula 1 line is. So yeah, a bit of a shame there, but nevertheless I will try and move on to qualifying and see if we can do a bit better here. This was my fastest lap of the qualifying, which was right at the end. So we started the lap now, run up towards turn 1, get the braking point very nicely, flip down to 3rd gear. You can take it in 3rd gear very nicely. I probably could have run that out a little bit wider without invalidating, but I just took it a little bit easier just so I didn't avoid a validation. So up towards turn 3 though, that's basically turn 2 there. As we run up towards turn 3, slam on the brakes. This is a very difficult corner, this one, to take, as you really need to slow it down, especially with having to go from a really high speed to a really slow speed in a little amount of time. And like I said, the brakes are like 40 kilos of weight to try and get maximum braking, which is very difficult to do, especially with me when I'm only 62 kilos, so it's very difficult to try and do. As you see, Peter just setting a brand new fastest lap there, which is a very good lap time, and I do not think I'm going to get anywhere close to it, but I'm just pushing as hard as possible just to see if I can get anywhere near it as we come towards the final sector then, as we take it very nicely here. getting a very good speed. I could have ran it out a little bit wider there just to try and get a better exit, but like I said, I was just trying to take it easy so I didn't invalidate. Now coming up to the final few corners there as we get a puff of smoke there because someone's just ran over the grass. And this is where I've really learned from the last one that you can actually take it a lot more speed than what I did in practice. You can actually take this one in 5th gear, take it very nicely there. Probably could have ran out a little bit wider just to get more exit speed. As we head into the final corner was very nice. Now it's just a run to the line. This is where I was thinking, okay, it's going to be an improvement, but not by much, as we finish our lap and we still stay second, which is a bit of a shame, but I guess we just have to see what we can do in the race and see, hopefully, if we manage to get a better start than Peter again. One last race then, let's see who can come out on top. Hopefully we both manage to make it through turn 1 cleanly, and maybe hopefully both get a good start in towards turn 1, but it is 5 red lights here, and as you'll notice they actually both jump start, so I get away by not jump starting and manage to take the lead with nice and ease in towards turn 1, no problems of getting hit off or anything. I was thinking about it going through turn 1 and I was like, well, I could get a massive gap here because they had a 20-second time penalty in the pits, so I decided to slow down and try and let Peter catch up a bit so we could try and have a battle for the win and not just me go on and drive around and hopefully win. So yeah, as we start lap 2 then of this race, Peter is right behind me now, I am in the lead. Let's see what kind of battles we can have here in towards the rest of this race. As you can see, I got a bit of a dodgy exit out of turn 1 there. Peter will get some nice slipstream down this long straight in towards turn 2. Here you'll just see where Peter is perfect on the brakes here, as he gains loads of time on me and actually tries to move down the inside. As I hit the brake here, he goes right down the inside. He's really good with the brakes. He manages to just back off there, but that's where he realised that I was actually quite struggling on the brakes. Obviously, like I said, pushing down 40 kilos all at once on one foot is very difficult for me, especially that I'm only 62 kilos, so it's very difficult. As again, into this next braking point sector, he's just very good on the brakes compared to me and manages to just inch just forward a bit compared to me, but I get a very good exit out of that last corner and manage to just inch forward into first again. Into the next corner, as you can see, we'll have a POV of Peter now. I really like this camera angle because it really shows the work of the driver in real life as well as on the game, so it's very interesting to say the least, as Peter gets a very good exit out of here. I just managed to inch just forward just a little bit more. I seem to really run that curb very nicely compared to him, but he gets a bit of slipstream here as he just tries to tuck to the inside, try and scare me off the line there, but I was not having any of it as I go a little bit wide there and just get a crack of oversteer, but luckily just keep it as we head in towards the final corner. Peter was very good on the acceleration at a final corner there, tucks into my slipstream as I go for the defensive line here in towards the next corner, which is turn 1, as we start lap 3. As he tries around the outside, he gets a new fast lap of the race. He inches forward just ahead of me, but I outbrake him very nicely in towards first corner and manage to just take back first position from him as we flip back again to Peter's POV as he's chasing me down, getting some more slipstream. He didn't get the best of exit out of that turn 1 there, so that helps me out massively into this next braking point. But as you can see, he just gets very good on the brakes. He can brake so late compared to me, which is something I really have to work on with late leg strength, I guess. But I still managed to get a better exit out of there as he gets a crack of oversteer. So this is kind of helping me out massively here, which is nice, as I could just manage to get the better drive out of the corners. But I don't think it's going to stick like that for too long, as he sends it down the inside of me once again, and this time it's looking like he could get the move done as he gets a very nice exit. But I'm not going to give up that easy. I will try and battle back. As you see, I'm still in the lead, just inching ahead, as Peter will try around the outside as I try down the inside, and he leaves me a bit of space here, which I was a bit shocked about because he could have closed the door on me there and got first permanently, but at the moment he was still leaving space, which I was still taking up and trying to keep, but he gets around me very nicely there, which is a bit of a shame, but we could always try and battle back as we'll switch over to my POV once again from a different camera angle as we head in towards the final 2 corners. I get a crack of oversteer here, which was not great, and just go a bit wide, which is a bit naughty of me there, but I get a very good exit out of final corner. I'll try and do what Peter did to me now, get in the slipstream, try and get some mega slipstream. Obviously no DRS in Formula 4, as we'll tuck it to the outside, try and go for the outside move now. Around the outside we'll go, will we be able to pull it off? We go right out wide, just managed to catch a car somehow. I managed to keep it on track, but because of that massive oversteer, Peter gets around me there, which isn't ideal, but nevertheless I will keep pushing on and try and keep in the slipstream. Obviously he's only just there, so we could have a good shot of still getting the lead back and taking the win as we head into this next really slow speed corner. And this just shows where it's really difficult to control this car, because I end up spinning, which is a massive shame for me, and I thought that was it. I thought I'm screwed now, I'm definitely not catching up. But the cheeky legend Pia actually decides to wait for me, just like I waited for him at the beginning, and you'll hear me say it now.
Oh, you cheeky legend.
So now we're actually about to start the final lap of the race, lap 7, and as you see, Pia actually decided to let me back through, see if he could try and get around me again, which I guess is kind of fair. I mean, I waited up for him at the beginning after he jump started, and now he waited up for me and, well, gave me the position back, which was very kind of him. So it's all down to this final lap then, as we run up towards turn 1. As you can see, he again outbrakes me in towards turn 1, but I'm going to try and hold it around the outside, which somehow I managed to do very nicely, get a very nice run out of turn 1 compared to him as well. This is where it's going to be a bit difficult though, because as you can see, he is in my slipstream all the way down this straight, which is a very long straight, as we all know from real life F1 and in other games, as we break in towards this turn 3, and he just outbrakes me very nicely once again. But I'm going to try and do a cutback and get a very nice exit, which have him make a little bit of contact there, which wasn't ideal, but I'm going to tuck back into the slipstream of him very nicely, try and get a very nice toe on him as we head down towards this next corner, which is going to be very difficult to say the least, as he's very good on the brakes, as we all know by now. But we are going to try and get a very nice run in towards this next corner and get a very good run out of it, get a tiny bit of slipstream, as we're going to try and go around the outside of Peter now in towards this next high speed corner, which is going to be very difficult to pull off. I leave him the space, he leaves me the space, as we're going to try and go around the outside, try and hold it, get a very nice run out of this next one. As you can see, he's actually backed off because we had a very good exit out of that last corner, so now we just need to try and hold on for a couple more corners, as he gets a very good run on me once again, tries down the inside. This is going to end in chaos if he tries to send it down the inside to these next two corners. He sends it down the inside, I try and send it around the outside, get a very nice exit, keep it on the track very nicely, leave him the space into final corner. I get a very nice exit out of the final corner, and I take the win here at Austria in our second race.
Oh, that was intense. Oh.
So there we have it then. That is the video. Sadly, it wasn't an IKR vlog of round 3, but I definitely think it was a great substitute for it, and it was definitely a lot of fun. I will definitely be making more videos like this with sim racing, and definitely will be going back there again. If you want to check out Race Lounge's website, it will be linked down in the description below. But thank you for watching, and goodbye.